Hello, and welcome into HelenKenner.com. Today we have our second in a three-part series for Sympathy and Thinking of You cards. I'm really excited about it. I hope everybody's having a good day. I, on the other hand, have I told y'all I am so um, technology illiterate, and I hope y'all can hear me. Let me see. Can y'all hear me? Welcome into HelenKenner.com. Okay, yay. Maybe you can hear me. All right. I have already done this class. This is the cards that we're going to be making today. And when I muted it, number one, and number two, I put them on YouTube instead of Facebook. So, anyway, I hope I'm where I'm supposed to be and that y'all can hear me. I have had a time with my audio 2 nights in a row or 2 videos in a row. So hopefully you can hear me. I just turned my video on on my phone, so it sounds 2 nights in a row. Yeah, so you surely can hear me now. So I'm filming this class. The other thing that happened, I was just about to go on live again the second time around when I hear this great big crash downstairs in the garage, and I knew what it was. My husband fell on his motorcycle, or his motorcycle fell on him, scared me to death. I went running down there, and sure enough, he's yelling. I'm yelling for my oldest son, Chad, to come help us. I felt so bad for him. He's 5'6", and he's trying to get on this bike, and it fell on top of him. He said this is the second time it's happened. So he was not about to give up, so I had to stand there, y'all. So I'm sorry I'm late coming back to this, but I wanted to make sure that he hadn't broken anything, that the bike was, gonna run and all of that. So my nerves, I'm surprised I'm not shaking. But anyway, I'll get back to crafting and all will be well. So why don't we get started? I wanted to show you this technique is using I want to say whitewash, but it's not white, of course. And we're going to make a wash on the shimmer paper, but we're going to stamp the image with Versamark and then put clear on top of it, and then the wash. So then you can see how you can add color or not to anything. And then in this one, we're doing the reverse. We've got the card stock that we're stamping on and using white this time. So this is white embossing, and this is clear embossing. Isn't that cool? They both kind of look the same, don't they? Anyway, when you emboss, like with white or the Versamark, you can put any color you want to on it. So if we had Bermuda Bay embossing powders, we could, do the same thing with this. Now, because this is clear, you want to stamp and emboss first and then put your color on, because it's going to protect the color underneath it. So since I did it on white, that's what you see. This one, I put the white on there. If I use the clear like I did on this, then it's going to show up this Bermuda Bay. Does that make sense? Well, let's do it, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. So the first technique we're going to be using our water pencil, our water aqua painters. Okay, they come in three. They come in a set of three in three different sizes. So you have this first one that is what we'll be using today to do a big wash. Then the other two, one's a medium and one's a small. Do you see that? So that way, if you want to get in close or you still have a big image that you want to color. Okay, so we're going to be using the big one this time. But I did want to show you that our aqua painters come in three. So I'm going to set those aside. So the first thing that we're going to do, and you can see that this is shimmer, right? It's got a little bit of shine to it, and that's to help the water and the color move a lot smoother on your cardstock. So we're going to take the Versamark, which is a clear, they call it watermark stamp pad. And we're going to go ahead and ink it up really good. If you don't ink it up good, it's not going to give you a good image. So we're going to put this kind of to the left middle, or maybe this way a little bit like that. So that way we can put our sentiment right there. Now I like sitting it on there for a few seconds and letting it grab the ink. So we're using the clear on this. Can you see it on there? Now what's cool about the Versamark is that it's a very thick ink. It's not like our watercolor ink. This is very thick and it gives you a chance to emboss with it. And can you see it on there? Okay, we're going to, yeah, that looks good. Okay. Use our heating tool. It's going to be loud. What our heat tool does is that it heats the powder into the ink and makes it real shiny, and it adds some depth to it. Can you see it? See that shine? That's how you know it's done, because it's real matted before it does that. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take our Bermuda Bay. We're going to add some ink to it. I'm going to just add a little bit to a block. Take our aqua painter, and we can add, there's a spot right there that says push, and that way you can add some water. And then you just start adding it to your project, to your design. And depending upon how dark you want, you just keep adding. There, look how pretty that is. Okay, then you're going to take some paper towels. And you can clean this later. But what you want to do is you want to take your dry paper towel and just go over where that ink is, just to get what's bubbled up on there off, so it makes it really clear, and makes your image stand out more. Does that make sense? Isn't that pretty? And again, it all depends on how much of it you want it to show up. Okay, let me clean this off before I go touching it. Okay, I'm going to set this aside and let it dry while we work on the next technique. Again, it's doing the exact same thing, but this time we're going to use white embossing powder. So I'm still using the Versamark. Then you want to ink it up really good. And again, I'm going to put it to the side so that I can get my sentiment in pretty good. Letting it sit for a second. I'll pull out the white, and you do the exact same thing. This is such a beautiful image, I think. We're using 2 stamp sets today. One is just images, and that's the Amazing Silhouettes. And the other one is Peaceful Moments, and that has a bunch of sentiments on it. So now the Versamark, like I said, is wonderful because it gives you time to put your embossing powder on and then emboss it. So watch it turn, you'll see it. As it melts it, it'll turn shiny, and that's how you know to move on to, do you see it? Move on to the next spot. Isn't that cool? That's pretty cool. All right. That's drying pretty good. I'm going to add a little bit of heat to this. Not a whole lot because it'll cause it to curl up. I'm going to add it to the back too. A little bit to the front. Okay, we're going to use Memento Black. We're going to put Thinking of You with All My Heart is going to be this one. Ooh, pretty. Okay, and then with Deepest Sympathy, there you go. Ooh, now both of those turned out good. All right. Let me clean them all off with our chamois. Okay, that looks pretty clean. Okay. This is our standard size card, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Using our bone folder. to get a good crisp fold. And use our liquid glue all the way around. Now, not real close to the edge because you don't want it seeping out over the edge. But what's nice about our liquid glue is it gives you a little bit of time to move this around. I got that on there pretty good, didn't I? Okay. Again, now you could pop them up with dimensionals, but I'm going to put it on with liquid glue all the way around. There you go. There you go. Look how pretty that is. With deepest sympathy. I'm going to get some matte dots and put them over there, I think. That really add to the black. Okay, same thing to this card. I hope there's somebody here. If you're here watching, for sure say hello. If it's a replay, either on Facebook Live or YouTube, certainly let me know that as well. With my series that I'm doing, I have a ordering special for everybody that places an order. You'll get the tutorial on how to make this with measurements to go along with it. Let me put a little bit more of this on this one because it's wanting to curl up. And then that's for anybody that places an order. Then if you place an order of $50 or more, I will send you a mystery bag. And that mystery bag is so cool that I have new retired, meaning that I haven't used it. So it's new in its package, but has retired. Some of it's going to be current, new product from the catalog. It can have embellishments, designer series paper, you know, that kind of stuff in your mystery bag. So if you're interested in placing an order, go ahead and put in your $50 order and get a bag, a mystery bag full of product in it. Let me get these. Wow. I love these classic matte dots. They carried over, and I'm so thankful they did. All right. Now you want to remember to put an odd number. Ooh, that really adds to it, doesn't it? Okay, let's do it again on this side. I'm going to use, I wonder if I should use the gray or stick with the black. I'm going to do small black ones this time. See how we like that. Doesn't that just add so much to it? I think I like the bigger dots better. But I'm so glad they carried these over. But that really adds a lot to it, doesn't it? All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this. The sympathy cards are cards we don't like making. In fact, I hate making them. It makes me sad. So I know sending them to the person that needs them is sad. But anyway, I'd rather do it now when I don't right this second need it. But I have them on hand for when I do. Um, but we have one more session. It's going to be June 9th. So in 2 weeks, it's on a Thursday at 1 o'clock. Come back for the last session of Sympathy and Thinking of You cards. And then my next series is going to be masculine cards. So I hope you'll enjoy that and come back for masculine cards. And if you have any questions about how to do this technique, if you have questions about ordering, I'll put all of that underneath this post. And I hope you guys have a good week. I'll see you back on Wednesday, next Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Is my regular weekly post. So come back, and I hope you have a good week. Take care. Bye-bye.